It's time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 130. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
Holy cow, we are recording very late.
This will make for an interesting episode because we've kind of come to the conclusion that whenever we record late, we're funnier.
Things get weird. Things get weird. And this is probably the latest we've ever recorded. So
started and then...
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, microphone. It doesn't matter. We got it fixed in any.
That's the important thing.
Yeah. So really quick, before we get into Iron Man 2, which is what we're going to be watching and talking about today, we saw Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So next week, we're going to go further into it and really dissect it and discuss it. But this week, just kind of give our
initial
thoughts.
Initial thoughts, yeah.
Wow, it's good.
It's fantastic.
Just say that.
Yeah.
And you were kind of worried about this one, I remember.
I was on the fence, especially when they hadn't done much with the trailers or really played it up. They just kind of like almost wanting to let it like slide under the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now since we've had 3 of these DC, well now 4, but before Wonder Woman we had 3 DC movies, and you kind of held your breath every time they came out and waited for the reviews and the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it was just crap after crap after crap. Even though I really like Man of Steel, critically it didn't do so well. But this one, everybody's loving it. Critics love it. The fans love it. And I think a big part of that is they really got the character right. They really understood the character.
They did. As well as they gave you enough action and enough backstory and enough, they put together a good story.
Yeah. And they focused on the character. They went for character over substance, which is something that Zack Snyder needs to learn. And I think that's another thing with Patty Jenkins directing this. It really helped make this movie from a woman's perspective, which I think has a lot to do with its success.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So,
it gives me hope a little bit.
It does. It does.
That they can put out something good.
And I'm looking forward now to Justice League because I want to see her again.
And you said that it made you actually want to go back and watch Batman v Superman?
It did.
Which is
weird.
It is.
I was like, I got to see that character again. I want to see her again. And if you would have told me like 10 years ago, like, hey, DC's going to put out live action movies. They're going to have a Superman one. They're going to have Superman fighting Batman one, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman. And the one you're going to like the most is Wonder Woman.
No.
I don't think. Come on. Superman. Come on. Of course I'm going to like that one. No, it's awesome. It's so good.
This kind of reminds me a little bit of, like, Marvel's got Iron Man that kind of set the stage for everything else. Yeah, and now it makes me feel like Wonder Woman has done the same.
Yeah.
Although I was kind of a little disappointed that they didn't have anything after the credits.
Yeah.
I feel like they missed an opportunity. Not to say that they didn't have a solid movie and you were left like wanting more, but at the same time, not to get too much into it, but they'd done a little bit with Bruce Wayne, but then they really didn't take it any further.
Yeah. Open that can again. Open the Bruce Wayne can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe a little button scene here at the end would have really helped it, but yeah, solid story, solid action. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is spot on, just perfect.
And they didn't really push it too far to where they went over with the girl power, if that makes sense. It wasn't like thrown in your face.
Yeah.
It was just like she was struggling with who she was as and developing, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, and when it came to stuff like that, she's rushing into battle, she's rushing to help people. She did that because that's just who she is. She doesn't know any better. She
wanted to help like every person that they came across.
Yeah.
Oh man, when not to get too much into it because we'll go into it later, but when she rushed into battle and was holding that shield, I was getting kind of emotional there.
Yeah. I loved how she's the one that climbed up from the trench and the men followed her in the battle.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was.
So good. Like I said, we'll really dive into it next week. But for me, out of 5, there's a lot of things to pick. What would you say? Sword, shield, tiara, bracelets.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Lasso of truth. Any of that. Pick any of those. I'm sitting at a solid, probably
4.5.
4.
4. Yeah. Yeah. Same here.
I mean, it is the best of the DC live action films so far. Do yourself a favor and go and see it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now onto a movie it's okay.
It's decent. Yeah.
Now, honestly, this is one of the Marvel films that people cite as maybe not the best.
But it's definitely not the worst.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's a selling point.
That's true. Hey, Iron Man 2, it's not the worst. So yeah, we're gonna be watching Iron Man 2 because we're every 10 episodes we are watching and kind of commentating on the Marvel films.
A mystery science theater type of experience, if you will.
So episode 110 we did Iron Man, 120 we did the Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
Now we're doing Iron Man 2. So if you want, you can go back and listen to those, or just jump in where we are now. So Iron Man 2. Here's the quick synopsis. With the world now aware of his identity as Iron Man, Tony Stark must contend with both his declining health and a vengeful madman with ties to his father's legacy. It's directed by Jon Favreau,
who also stars in it.
Mm-hmm. The writers are Justin Theroux, Stan Lee. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second here. The cast, of course, stars Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Sorry. This new computer still working the bugs out. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Gwyneth Paltrow is back as Pepper Potts. Newcomer, Don Cheadle. First time we see him in the MCU as Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes. First time we see Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
That's true.
Sam Rockwell as Justin Hammer. Mickey Rourke as Ivan Vanko. Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Clark Gregg as second time we see Agent Coulson. John Slattery as Howard Stark. First time we see him. Gary Shandling as Senator Stern, who we learn more about later.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Paul Bettany, Kate Mara, Leslie Bibb.
The list goes on and on.
So let's get into this. So grab your copy of Iron Man 2. We are at the menu right now, and we're going to hit play right now. Maybe.
Hit play. What the? Man, we're having technical difficulties all around, huh? Let me just hit play here. Right? Enter? There we go.
We good? Okay. And now we'll fix that in editing. Okay, so we are off and going here. Yeah, Iron Man 2. This is known as not the best Iron Man. I think a lot of people say that number 3 is probably worse
Oh, for
than
sure.
this one, but this is kind of the first. I don't know if you'd call it a misstep, but the first one where people were like, "Yeah, it wasn't bad,"
Right.
you know. I don't know why. Why do you think that is? You think it's because the first Iron Man was so huge that the sequel just couldn't
live up to it?
Yeah.
Even though you had in between the Incredible Hulk, which
Mhm.
kind of brought you back down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in case you're wondering, this chatter that you're hearing is actually taken from the first Iron Man. Speaking of the first Iron Man movie,
Oh yeah. Right at the end there.
because this is like what 6 months beforehand.
I'm not sure of the timeline.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
It is kind of an interesting concept though. That how they kind of
They jump around a little bit,
yeah.
but I guess they kind of do the same with the first one as well.
Mhm.
You know, he goes into battle, gets injured, so you're more sympathetic to him because he just got blown up almost.
Yeah. I mean, I like a sequel that starts, just right after the first one.
Same here. That's why I liked James Bond, the newest one with Daniel
Yeah.
Craig, so much.
Yeah, it just starts off running just like you can just watch them right after another. They don't miss a beat.
Here he is with his dying father.
That's of course Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. Whiplash.
That's exactly how it's said too. You kind of get like they really do a good job of setting up this whole theme of sins of the father.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a big
This-
one in this one.
kind of getting a vendetta for his father. Because his father was supposedly an intricate, part in creating the first or creating this to begin with.
Yeah, I guess spoilers. His father was kind of worked with Howard Stark in creating the arc reactors you see right there. Yeah, right there. And I guess Howard Stark kind of pushed him out, kind of muscled him out, and kind of took the credit.
Which that seems to be kind of a theme, even with like comic book creators,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or with
Stan
anything.
Lee,
Yeah.
Bob Kane,
Even some of these other guys, like how they get into.
Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah, there's some shady stuff that
Yeah.
they do to get where they are. The Founder.
Steve Jobs.
I recently watched that one.
Oh, The Founder.
Yeah.
I know we're watching Iron Man 2, but if you get a chance to watch The Founder, it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
You will not want to eat at McDonald's after that.
I couldn't believe that they serve 1% of the population.
I know, it's crazy.
Those are some gnarly looking prison tats. That is legit Russian.
I don't know. Whiplash, he kind of seems like he's kind of being set up as kind of the big bad of this, but he's really not.
No.
I would say the infection in Tony Stark's chest is more of the villain than
True.
Whiplash here.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Ivan
going to say,
Vanko.
Mickey, he did push for that scene with the parrot drinking the, air quotes, vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pushed, he's just like, oh, is that scene in there? Is that scene? Make sure that one's in there when they're creating it.
Now this is kind of an homage to the first Iron Man. He's kind of creating the same,
You trying to duplicate it?
yeah, same setup.
Yeah, it's verbatim almost with how
Yeah.
it looks. I've done it. Man, it makes you think that any like nut job in their basement can
Mhm.
create this.
I know. But also kind of sets up that Ivan Vanko is just as intelligent as Tony Stark is.
Oh, there you go.
That
6
he's
months.
a-
It
oh,
was.
There you go.
But just as intelligent, correct.
Yeah. And here we go. We talked about it before. Superheroes have a fetish about jumping out of the back of planes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes it like you first think that he's going on a mission,
Yeah.
not going to this expo.
Yeah.
They do a good job of deceiving you, but when you start seeing these fireworks, you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, you got AC/DC going.
yeah. They had to get the rights for that. They actually didn't know that they'd given the rights in the first Iron Man
Oh, really?
to that song. Yeah. And then they saw the movie and they're like, oh, that works really well. All right. Yeah.
Like, oh, our song's in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like asking each other, did you give them rights to that?
Right? That is seriously one of my favorite poses. The drop in,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on one knee, fist to the ground.
It's classic Iron Man, man.
Man.
Classic Iron Man, man. Of course, you got the Iron Babes back there.
It just gets cooler and cooler the way it takes off this suit for him.
Mhm.
Eventually, he's able to walk as he's doing this.
Yeah, because then you get to the Avengers where he just lands, and as he's walking, it's
Mm-hmm.
being
Yeah.
taken off. So you kind of that also see Tony Stark. That character that they've set up is so. I mean the
Spot on.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the intricacies of him because he's always
Continually
constantly
progressing.
working and,
Mhm.
yeah,
Trying
evolving.
to improve.
Yeah, evolving his suits and evolving his technology and
Arrogant as all get out.
oh yeah,
But
yeah. If I was that intelligent and that rich, I would probably be arrogant too. You think that was in the script, or that was just somebody actually shouting out, blow something up?
Probably. There was a lot of actually improv in this movie.
I think that was wasn't that the same for the first one too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They give these like celebrities like the opportunity to
Yeah.
kind of be themselves. Now, a lot of people might not realize this, but the Stark Expo is kind of set up like a World's Fair that they used to do back in the day, and those lasted an entire year.
Right.
You know, it's not just this one weekend event or like a Comic-Con or a E3
Yeah.
type of deal. No, this is like it lasts for a whole year where they're continually dropping out new things. But it only happens like once every 10.
Right. Yeah, because I've heard in the first Iron Man, going back to improv, that Robert Downey Jr. is actually really good at improvising scenes and just kind of going and running with
Going off
it.
the cuff, yeah.
Yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow is not really.
Mm.
And so it's kind of tough for her to kind of keep up with him.
Yeah, because he's being witty, snarky, kind of like
Mhm.
Iron Man,
Yeah.
and she's trying to have to play catch up.
And this has great allusions to Walt Disney right here.
Oh, it really does.
That's exactly what I see when I look at this.
John Slater, you might recognize him from Mad Men.
Hmm.
That's probably his biggest role other than this.
I think so. Although I think he's been around for a long time.
Oh, yes.
Acting, but
You're right about this being actually the bigger threat.
yeah. And honestly, I never really liked this part of it. The whole blood toxicity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just
Think you'd get tickets for this?
oh yeah.
If you could, that would be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
There's the director.
Yep. course, actual Iron Man toys there. Oh, there's Stanley. Of course.
That was Seth Green. I don't know if you saw him. Just
That was Seth
for,
Green? Oh,
for
I
a
missed
brief second. Yeah, off to the right.
I missed it. Oh, look, it's the Invisible Woman,
Yes.
Kate Mara.
She's pretty dang good looking, though.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Which, okay, it's really surprising to me that the director plays such an intricate part in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in it from start to finish.
I do have to say, though, in the Marvel films, this is one of my favorite scenes, this courtroom scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love how he just owns everybody in this.
Oh, yeah.
The government, the military, he just...
Throws them off their game.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of course, Sanderson, played by the late, great Gary Shandling. Great comedian. And really, there's some really good actors in this.
There are.
I mean, Sam Rockwell here is just having a blast with this role. You can just tell.
Ugh. That digs at me. I don't know. When people like use your other name or something, you know, your
Mhm.
full name, given
Yeah.
name, just to try to get under their skin.
That's actually Don Cheadle talking to the audience watching this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, it's me here.
Deal with it. Let's move on. I think another reason I like this is, you know, this is how Senate hearings go.
Yeah. How they're just like, nope, they only look for just specific things and take it out of context.
Yeah.
Getting Jarvis on here.
Mm-hmm.
I like how that he's got the latest, greatest technology.
Yeah.
A clear screen.
This part hurts me to watch. Right. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
uh. Oh man, that hurts so bad.
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, I've never been to a Senate hearing, but I don't know if you can just stand up like that and basically say, okay, I'm done and leave.
Yeah. That's when he needs to run for president.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Stark for president. He'd probably do a pretty decent job.
Yeah,
Huh?
probably. That would make a great comic book, actually.
Right?
Tony Stark became the president.
Because he'd have a nation to run, but at the same time, would you go the direction where they are now with like Civil War?
That would make it even more interesting. If on one side was Captain America, the other side was Iron Man, the president.
Where he's got the whole... I mean, he's the commander-in-chief over the military.
Yeah. And we just saw Mickey Rourke there in his little chest piece, back and chest piece. And little fact here, although Mickey Rourke spent several months on a treadmill and weightlifting, he initially was still unable to move around and used the whip prop in the Whiplash outfit test due to its sheer weight. To get around this problem, Rourke would wear heavy vests in subsequent physical training sessions to accustom his body in moving while wearing heavy armor.
Some of the training that they go through to get into the shape they are for these movies, you know,
It's nuts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, majority of the times it is just for show.
Yes.
It's more of just to get into like slim and to look muscular. Rather, I mean, they're not built for like
yeah,
to
it's
lift. You know.
yeah. It's not something that is made to stay for years and
sustainable.
years. Yeah, because that takes years and years to build that up.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys have like 6 months, maybe a year to get into that shape.
Yeesh. Okay. One actor in particular that I think of, like Will Smith's character, you know, from like Muhammad Ali, where he was asked to put on like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And then goes down to like this like slim character, you know, and they're
Yeah.
asked to do all these different things. Even Christian Bale, when he did like The Machinist, and then he goes like to Batman and some of these other ones, he's going back and forth. That's got to do like crazy stuff to your body.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that's what happened to Tom Hanks, because he developed diabetes. He became diabetic a little later on in life, and people think that one of the ways that happened is because he would lose and gain so much weight
For these roles.
For these roles, yeah.
Yeah.
And this feels like this whole thing was improvised. This whole scene.
It does. That actually, they said they had a little fun with it, is because President Obama had just been elected, so they did, playing homage to it.
And I want that poster, by the way.
Yeah.
I'd like to have that hanging up here if I could find it.
Iron Man. Hope. Change.
Oh,
See,
it's hard.
if you can't tell really quickly, it says 362 days left of the expo.
Oh, yeah.
Now open. Yeah. What were you going to say?
It's hard for me to watch Gwyneth Paltrow. Knowing what I know of her and how pretentious she is, it's difficult to watch her in this role.
But I do like the way that, Robert Downey Jr. kind of owns her.
Yeah.
Puts her in her place. You know what I mean?
You like the way he puts her in her place, huh?
I'm just saying, you get this snarky person, and it's nice to see that they get that karma still plays a factor.
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting at. I didn't mean to geez. Yeah, she needs to be in the kitchen with Jarvis. Man, it's only gonna get later and later.
Yep. This is where the true personalities come out.
Three little Buddhas. He just gave her the position.
Which honestly, if I was the CEO of that kind of company, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You run it. I'm going to go do other things.
Yeah. I want to go play with these toys and create new things.
Now, you've been to Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Is this a fair representation of what it's like over there?
And the motherland.
Bleak and dreary and...
Oh, it's depressing sometimes. Seriously. That's pretty spot on. Maybe this looks a little bit more like Gotham-esque.
Yeah.
But it's fairly accurate. Invece ti casa che ci andiamo da con Pravia. Bam.
First time we see ScarJo. It's really depressing to me that she's the same age as we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a little depressing.
Because then it just makes you think, what the heck am I doing with my life?
I feel the same way when I see these football players, signing these contracts.
Yeah. NBA players that retire when they get around our age. With millions of dollars.
Where they're like, oh man, this is towards the end of their career.
Yeah, 32. I think at this point, this is pretty much how Robert Downey Jr. lives, in real life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I do like, because you've got this chemistry between the two, with him and Pepper, that you don't know if it's if they're dating or if they're, and he's just picking at her and just oh yeah, it's her for sure.
Yeah.
I need her. You can actually tell that was his stunt double if you look in the mirror.
Yeah. I'm sure that was her stunt double too.
No.
Oh, that was her?
That was her.
Oh, that's cool.
He even said that, like, in the deleted scenes. Ooh, oh man. She looks so young here.
Yeah, she does.
She's jealous.
Mm-mm. Here's what I call the pod racing scene of this this movie.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. I understand you gotta introduce the villain and all that, but this is I don't know, it's not my favorite scene of this one.
I imagine he really does live that way.
Yeah.
It's like, is this us? Nope, make it us.
Yeah.
Make it snappy.
Old Elon Musk making an appearance. Who I think is the closest we have in real life to Tony Stark.
Yeah? You might recognize her from the first one,
Mm-hmm.
who he slept with.
Mm-hmm.
That's like name dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, the awkwardness.
Dun dun dun.
Sam Rockwell just knocking it out of the park, man.
Yeah.
Here's another interesting fact for you, since we're about to see Whiplash again. A lot of Whiplash's identifying features were suggested by Mickey Rourke himself. He wanted to perform half of his role in Russian and consulted on the character's tattoos and gold teeth, as well as having a pet cockatoo. In fact, Rourke paid for the bird and the gold teeth out of his own pocket.
Oh, wow. Dang. There you go. Times are tough, unless you're Tony Stark.
Unless you're Tony Stark, yeah.
She's
Or in real life, Robert Downey Jr.
yeah.
To prepare for her role, Scarlett Johansson trained 6 weeks before the movie started principal photography and the entire 6 months of shooting the movie. While Robert Downey Jr. gained 20 pounds of muscle to reprise his role for Tony Stark. And he just walks on the track like, oh,
Right.
whatever.
Nobody like says anything or
Yeah.
does anything.
Checks his credentials. Yeah.
He looks legit. Okay, let's let him on. See, those don't seem all that heavy.
No, they don't.
I just got out of prison. Dang. Lightning McQueen.
Just Lightning McQueened him. Just pulled a Dale Earnhardt.
What was Dale Earnhardt's and Pink Floyd? What do they have in common?
The Wall.
Their last great hit was The Wall.
I tell you, I lived in the South for 2 years. Dale Earnhardt is like a god down there.
Oh, yeah.
He's painted on barns and buildings on top of people's cars. It's crazy.
Ugh.
He landed on his head, right?
Yeah. Well, they've got that thing up above it.
Oh, I
Up
guess
above
that's
him.
true.
He's like, oh, great. Okay, if I was that type of car, I think I would just, like, hit into the dude.
Yeah, right?
Or just go around him. I don't know, not turn sideways. Sheesh. Doesn't even phase him. There's some interesting reactions.
Good reaction shots from the
Oh.
extras. Yep.
Okay, now looks really shocked.
Yeah.
More shocked. Even more shocked.
Come on, guys. There's been a wreck. Look terrified.
I mean, this is what people pay for when they go to these shows. Why are they like not wanting? I mean, are they not entertained? Yeah, he's just a man in a suit. I mean, without a suit, he's just kind of a regular dude. Maybe a little bit more athletic than most, but
Big man in a suit of armor.
yeah.
Take that away. What are you? A little preview for a movie we'll be watching in a few weeks. And by a few weeks, I mean 10, maybe 20.
Yeah. Oh man. Way to go. Thanks for a second saving the day, Happy.
Yeah, he should be dead.
Get out of the car, woman. There we go. It's like taking a while. And what is he doing in the meantime?
Just watching.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of like Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm. Ah, that was over quick.
Dang, that did a number on his suit though. Boom! Shot to the face. Done.
It was an accident. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Suit must have malfunctioned.
After he quickly got the specs from it,
Mm-hmm.
analyzed it.
I remember when this came out, the prisoner that's coming up right. Wait for it. Right there. People thought that was Thor.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. There's a lot of speculation that was Thor in prison.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
Because there was a big guy with a beard, and well, that's got to be Thor, right?
It is so funny how much they read into things,
I know.
people.
And they never learn. You guys never learn.
Yeah.
Half the time, you're wrong. Maybe more
But they're
than
like,
half.
but half the time we're right. They do like to throw in Easter egg movies. I mean, Easter eggs, and especially in these Marvel movies.
Yes, they do.
But still.
Couldn't quite get the accent on butchers. Come from a family of thieves and butchers. Butchers, eh? You don't think? I don't think they would have put him in there by himself.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
A couple armed guards or something.
Mm.
It's kind of interesting. Tony Stark's race car at Monaco was supposed to be Iron Man red, but Robert Downey Jr. insisted on driving the blue and white car.
Huh.
Ivan Vanko originally had a tattoo of Loki on his neck. The film's producers feared it would cause confused fans to believe that Vanko would have a connection to this other villain from the same Marvel Cinematic Universe, so the tattoo was removed in post-production using CGI.
So he really does have a tattoo of Loki?
I don't think Mickey Rourke does, but the character is supposed to.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Like, fans might be confused because we don't know, you know, we can't distinguish anything. Give us some credit here.
Well, then you'd get.
You'd be like, wait, is Loki his brother?
Yeah, you'd get all kinds of speculation. And I mean, I could see the articles on like comic book resources. Is Anton Vanko? Did they make him a Asgardian? Or I could just see it now.
Yeah. Uh-oh. There can be only one. That's the problem a lot of times with these villains. You just need to kill them, and then they can't come back.
This is interesting. While filming the fight scene in Monaco, Mickey Rourke couldn't get the hang of the whips, so they played Gnarls Barkley's Crazy loudly for him to get the rhythm.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting what they have to do to get things, you know, to work just right.
Mm-hmm. Terrence Howard was replaced in the part of Rhodes for no perceived reason. The actor claimed his contract wasn't honored. Entertainment Weekly stated that Jon Favreau did not enjoy working with him, often reshooting or cutting his scenes. There was also speculation that Marvel had gone to Howard asking him to accept a pay cut for appearing in the sequel. As Howard had been the first actor cast for Iron Man, he was paid the most.
Huh. Exactly.
What did he say?
He was talking about he does want to accept the offer and
Uh-huh.
something. I couldn't hear what else it was. It makes you wonder how much technology they actually have out there.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of the times, I mean, they kind of just create stuff that's ahead of the game, but they're basing it off of real stuff that we already have.
Right.
How do they know that it's the exact same technology?
Yeah.
It was a dude with whips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had the same technology. All better now. It is kind of an interesting dynamic because there's not too many superheroes that would continue doing what they're doing if it's killing them.
Yeah.
You know, he could spend all of this time and money rather than improving these gadgets. I mean, he is looking for a cure,
Yeah.
but at the same time, primarily just look for a cure and not be in the limelight and go about his day normally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'd be a scientist trying to solve a cure for something. RoboCop. He's trying to control this guy, but you
Yeah.
can already see that he can't. You know, they want something from each other, but Ugh. Speaking of inappropriate. she plays it really well, the part, as if she's just kind of this secretary or assistant that's kind of ditzy and willing to do anything to, get ahead in life. Is that dirty enough for you? What? Her eyes are saying yes.
There's a little bit of the drunk Tony Stark that was made popular in the comics.
Yeah. Which is actually, I don't know, kind of funny that Robert Downey Jr., recovering alcoholic,
Yeah,
has to play the part.
it is interesting that a few movies later, he was like, we need to work with the government.
Yeah. Right? Okay, so you got to get into the psyche of Tony right here. He realizes that other people have the technology, right?
Yeah, right.
You also realize that he's dying.
Right.
He thinks he's dying. He can't find a cure to
Right.
save his life.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's kind of just like, I just need a bender, live a little bit. But as we've learned from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility.
He is not being responsible.
No. Do not drink and fly.
Do not drink an Iron Man.
Yeah.
That blonde there,
Mm-hmm.
Woo Girl number 2. Yeah, right there. She is actually from here. She's from Utah.
Really?
Yeah. This is kind of her big claim to fame.
She's like, I was in Iron Man 2.
I was Woo Girl that threw stuff in the air.
He just leaves this unattended that anybody can do this?
Yeah.
Are you sure she's not the one from Utah?
Oh, maybe it was her. No, yeah, you're right. I think that was her, the one that threw the
She looks more
watermelon.
Utah-ish. I thought he said a fat bee. Even drunk, he can still like maneuver the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Rock'em sock'em robots. It always never ceases to amaze me that these guys that just put on these suits, there's a learning curve, but they seem to just completely avoid it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, in the first one, look how long it took Tony Stark to kind of get the hang of flying and everything. And Rhodey here, he's just like, I'm good. I got this. Scarlett Johansson's really good too, as far as acting goes.
Yeah.
Just that little look that she just gave as she was walking away. It just like
it was very
her
telling.
face changed from what it was. Yeah.
Are you not entertained? You like how only one person's got their phone out? I guarantee you in 2017, everybody and their dog would have their phone out.
War Machine. You know, just like you said, you had that email address Green Knight for who knows how long.
I still use it.
Yeah. I had the email address War Machine.
Oh, really?
For a long time. It was a Yahoo account, so I don't use it anymore. But
I still use my Yahoo on it for junk mail and stuff. Although I do find it, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like, I have a professional one, but sometimes occasionally I'll throw this one out there to other things.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, no, what was that again?
Yeah.
It seems kind of kiddish, but oh well, whatever.
See, that's when I changed mine, is when I started working and applications asked for your email address.
Can't really put War Machine.
Yeah. Warmachine765 at yahoo.com. Like, I should change that.
He just stole Tony Stark's property. Didn't even phase him. Look, his mask looks perfectly fine. Sir. Bogey, coming in hot.
I see something. Oh, man. It's patriotic. America.
America. What? He has the suit. We have the technology.
You know, when I see stuff like this, I can't help but think how he looked when they were filming this. Because he was just wearing, you know, like a little skull piece and basically just like loose fitting clothing with shiny things on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody's supposed to act so impressed.
Like, wow.
And that's actually a real place.
Is it really?
In California, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Tony. You won't fit into the suit if you keep that up.
You know, I used to think, how could he know that's not his bird?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I would know if someone tried to give me a different black cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no. This
Like
is a
this-
good cat. This is
Like,
a good
no,
cat.
this is not my cat. You can't trust the Russian prisoner convict.
Right?
Weird. The guy that tried to kill Tony Stark. I'm the stereotypical
General.
army vet.
Yeah.
Because all good generals are from the South.
Ugh. That would bug me so much. You bring them like the crown jewel, the thing they've been looking for, and then they just say it's an order, and you have to like
Yeah.
kiss their butt.
Yep.
Like, okay, I would put programs into that to make it to where only it works for me.
Yeah.
Like, you want the suit? You got. I mean, I'll work with you.
Yeah. It's one of the many reasons that I wouldn't join the military.
Yeah.
Just-
I also don't like that the commander in chief is able to say like, "Hey, we're going to war."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? You in what army? Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I don't think Tony Stark ages.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
No, Robert Downey Jr. looks the same. Even in the newest ones. He doesn't look younger, right? He looks the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks the same.
Same with this dude here.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah. He's timeless.
Yeah, he pretty much looks the same as he did in like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Second happiest day. What?
There is a part of this movie, and it's coming up, that I don't get.
It's cringeworthy.
No, it's not cringeworthy. It's a major plot hole that I've tried to figure out now for 7 years since this movie came out, and I don't get it. We'll talk about it when it comes up.
We're gonna solve it tonight.
All right. It's also interesting to see Agent Coulson now, since he's done Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this, and it's kind of weird to see him in these movies again.
Right? He's a prisoner in his own house.
Sam Rockwell said that this was one of the hardest scenes to film. This one, when he's
Why is
going
that?
through all the weapons and everything.
Yeah. Why don't you get to what we actually want?
Oh, that's interesting. So that the photo that Tony Stark views in his research of Ivan being arrested is an actual media photo of Mickey Rourke being arrested on drugs charge when he was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Just like I was saying, Howard Stark's presentation of his idea for the futuristic city is heavily influenced by Walt Disney's television revelation of his new Epcot Center and the accompanying Florida project. So when I said he reminded me a lot of Walt Disney,
Pretty spot on.
that was on purpose.
That's like putting decal stickers and fuzzy dice
Mm-hmm.
on like a Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
A bumper sticker, like my kid's an honor student.
There's a Captain America comic that you saw briefly in here.
They do play his dad off as very collective and cool and just
Yeah.
kind of, I don't know, like really stuck in his work, so he probably
Yes.
wasn't the best father.
Very much a businessman.
Yeah. So it would be kind of interesting when, Shield comes to him and says, "Hey, he says that you're the future, and that
Yeah.
you got the keys. Here's the key." Now he's got a flip phone, a little BlackBerry or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
Okay, now here's part of it. Here's part of what I don't understand. He says he built this for you. Right? Key to the future, all that stuff. So that's the first part. I just realized in Iron Man 3, one of their big complaints was that he was never really in the suit that much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing in this one, he really isn't in the suit that much.
Right. Occasionally.
Yeah, I think we've got maybe a couple scenes.
This was just an improv thing as well. As he was driving along, he's like, "Hey, let's have him stop here and get some strawberries." They put an actor in, but yeah. So now, what don't you get exactly?
It's coming.
It's coming.
We'll talk about it.
All right. Yeah. Recognize who that is?
Mm-hmm. Bill O'Reilly. It's awfully convenient that was happening right at the
Right.
So, is she resentful
Yeah.
of getting the job?
Right? What? No. No. Is this mic on? Troy actually
I
looks
was
to
actually
see.
started to freak out for a second.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait, is the mic on? Can't do that to me, man.
My bad.
Especially with the technical difficulties we were having.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, now we're getting there. Now we're getting there. The one plot hole in these Marvel movies I've been trying to figure out for so long is this right here.
How does he drive with that in his vehicle?
Yes. Now, his dad said that all this is for him. This is the
Crowning jewel.
crown jewel, the key to the future, right? So he takes the wireframe here. And he starts to remove things. So then he basically discovers a new element.
Right.
So here's what I don't understand. Did his father know what this was? Apparently, according to this, he did. He knew that he was creating, with the Stark Expo and everything, a new element. Then just said a viable replacement for palladium. So, how? Why?
Because,
Why?
okay, in the next one, in the third one, doesn't he also make viable energy? When is it that he's in the water that he's creating this thing?
The Avengers.
The Avengers, right?
Yeah.
That he's creating renewable energy, right? I don't think his father knew exactly what he would be using it for. Probably didn't think that he was going to put that in himself.
Yeah.
But there's potential and endless power that you can generate from this.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so
it's like sustainable energy and all sorts of other stuff that you can use from it.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking, at least.
So it was just more or less a coincidence that he could use it for the Iron Man suit.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps. I mean, because he's used it for like a ton of other things, that technology.
Yeah. Little Easter egg there. Kind of a funny little sight gag there.
Right?
Did it get really quiet to you, the audio? Or is it just in my headphones?
I think it's just your headphones.
Oh. There we go. Just technical difficulties everywhere this episode. It was annoying.
When he was doing this scene, Tony Stark was just like, he made sure to do extra push-ups and he made sure to do extra scenes because he called it his look good for 30 seconds.
Gotta make sure you're pumped up right before the scene starts.
Yeah. So you look swole.
You gotta look swole.
How old is Tony Stark in this movie? Or I guess Robert Downey Jr.
Mid-40s?
Okay.
I think. Maybe a little earlier, maybe early 40s, something like that.
They didn't use that exact piece. They had him use kind of a light bulb type of deal, but they still wanted that look where it looked like light was shining
kind
in
of
his face.
The glow.
The glow, yeah. It's like, no time for that. Let's just put it in me. It makes you wonder, is nobody really paying attention to what he's doing?
It doesn't seem like it.
Although it's really reminiscent of the first Iron Man. Where he's out there making other stuff.
Yeah.
And and nobody pays attention until he busts loose. No animals were harmed in the making of this movie, just so you know. Yeah, these eyes don't come across as very intimidating.
No. It's actually kind of a myth when they're trying to track a phone and they have to stay on for a certain amount of time so they can pinpoint the location.
Yeah.
That's a myth.
Seriously?
As soon as you pick up the phone, they know exactly where you are.
Is the reason they always do that so people think that they have more time to talk?
No, I think it's just
you don't want to give your cards away, all your cards away?
Or just to build suspense, drama, all that stuff. Tastes like coconut and metal.
Just like Mama used to make. Well, okay, by getting this new reactor put into his chest, he changes the look of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Entirely. No longer is it kind of the circle.
Best scene in the movie.
It's got the triangle.
I'm sorry, what? I was
well,
distracted there for a second.
Yeah. This is actually how he'd get ready for each of his scenes to kind of get into character, and they decided to leave that in there.
Start dancing?
Yeah. I was saying that they've changed the look of Iron Man with going with the triangle now.
Yeah. That's true, and they kept the triangle for several films.
Yeah. What?
I love the little smattering of applause.
Yeah.
Like, yay. No, I honestly don't, or I honestly think we are not that far away from this.
We're really not. Not to the point of like Iron Man,
Right.
but to the point of this, drones.
Yeah. Like, I think we're, I don't know, maybe 20 years out at this point, maybe less.
Oh, less than that. I'm saying like 5 or 10. Guaranteed they already have those small little flying drones that are armed.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that, kind of pattern. The tiger looking print.
Yeah. There's War Machine.
He's like, what? That's got to be kind of uncomfortable to put all those different cameras around your face that close.
Yeah. A little awkward.
That how many people would be cut?
Oh, yeah.
Did they not really think this one through, that to let him pilot them all? Can you imagine how many like lawsuits there would be?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Stark would be sued up to yin yang.
Constantly.
He would have no more money left.
He would be homeless.
Or maybe Hammer. Hammer might be sued.
Yeah.
Apologize to those listening if we're not saying much. Hopefully you're just watching and enjoying like we
Yeah.
are.
It's difficult when we're watching like some of our favorite movies, these Marvel movies, You're like, how do you not like want to just enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, even in like these other movies, like M. Night Shyamalan, you know, he makes an appearance, or they make it for a scene or something.
Yeah.
But he's cast himself in quite a few scenes.
Yes, he has.
But it actually surprisingly works. No people are harmed, please.
Oh yeah, there'd be a pretty big body count at this point, I'm sure.
So now, is this a case for going to back to like Civil War? Is this a case for him to like let the government take charge, or a case for him not to?
I don't know.
Well, they had him say in an alternate scene, they had him say, "Stay in school, kid."
No, really?
Yeah, but it was too reminiscent of RoboCop, so they decided to change it up.
Happy they're doing what we all would do if we were in that position.
Exactly. And if Scarlett was in that position.
Mm-hmm.
Happy, he's always been kind of an interesting character to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've talked about him on the podcast before, but I like that he's kind of a former boxer turned assistant bodyguard, and I don't know, he kind of helps out and becomes like a hero himself.
He does, and in the comic books, he and Pepper Potts end up getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is an aspect they never showed in these Marvel movies. Of course, they might. They might later. Who knows?
Yeah, he's been kind of neglectful, you know, off fighting Captain America. Where is Happy and Pepper?
I don't know, because in Civil War, Pepper, it was showed Pepper left him.
Yeah.
So.
For Happy. What? This is also one of the better scenes with seeing her. She did the majority of her own stunts here too.
Yeah.
But somehow her hair always manages to fall like perfectly.
Of course.
Out of her face.
It's part of her superpower.
Look at that. Like, not a strain, like a hair out of place.
She just nut punched that guy.
Yeah.
That's a low blow.
That's actually that form that she did there and that spin.
Yeah.
It's called Lucha Libre.
Really?
It's from those like Nacho Libre, you know, those like that type of wrestlers.
Yeah.
That style of fighting
Luchador?
is taken from them.
I think this is a really good gag too, that she's taking out all these people and he's
He's still working on the same one dude, yeah. Which actually that dude that he's fighting,
yeah,
it's The Rock's cousin.
Oh, is it?
Dwayne Johnson's cousin. Yeah.
Then it's the same guy that is Dwayne's body stunt double.
Yeah.
I believe. Someone said his cousin does a lot of his stunt work in his movies. Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, I've seen pictures.
Which he was saying in real life, there's no way that he would actually be able to beat him.
No. Now, if you got a double for The Rock, there's no way.
Yeah. they'd initially wanted to make that. They had to cut out 10 minutes of scenes, and that was one of the ones they wanted to cut out because they didn't feel like it went anywhere with him being gone already. But then they also took the opportunity to make her more of an intricate character.
Right, yeah.
Because they had originally had, they wanted Tony to disable that. He had some sort of like a little R2-D2 type of device that he could put in, stick in War Machine and turn him, so it worked. But she's the one that does it in this.
I think it would have been a cool scene to have Black Widow and Ivan Vanko have a little fight before he leaves. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah. She's like, not so fast. Everybody's dying, Pepper.
Ba-doom boom. All that suit, armor, that's all CG. Except for the headpieces.
Well, does it kind of bug you a little bit that they become partners this way? If somebody, if I came into your house, stole your equipment, and then he's just like, oh yeah, we're cool. We're good.
I think part of it's because they've been friends for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be different if it was somebody you really didn't know, but I think at the end, Tony's just like, you know what? Let him have it.
Yeah.
I got plenty others.
He's a little more hands-on, where more War Machine's just going straight for the guns.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's quite telling on his military background.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah, that's a cool scene.
Yeah. They wanted to do that and lead with that attack, but decided to save it to the end because it did seem more like a finishing type of move.
Right.
It's hammer time,
He should have said that
right?
when he left. Why are the police even listening to her?
Yeah, she
By
doesn't
the
have
way.
any type of authority.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any type of military background.
No, nothing. She's the CEO of a company.
Like, yes, do this. Okay, yes, ma'am.
That'd be like Mark Zuckerberg trying to command the police and tell them what to do.
Yeah, like, all right, sir.
Okay,
Sit
yeah,
down.
we'll do that.
We'll get right on that. They've been saving this one for a while.
That was a good little gag there. This actually is a combination of two characters in the Iron Man universe. Whiplash and Crimson Dynamo.
It seems like there's a lot of Iron Man villains that are robotic.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think everybody's trying to copycat his technology.
Yeah, you got Crimson Dynamo, you got what was that guy called? Titanium Man. See, like Iron Man, but
Isn't there also a Copper Man or like a
probably
Silver Man, Gold
Probably.
Man?
Gold Man. Yeah, he's the Jewish partner.
Yeah, yeah.
That's- This was another big complaint that people had with this movie is how quick they dispatched of him once they started to fight him.
Because they spent all their money on the other scene.
Probably.
Like,
That's probably
shoot,
exactly what it was. Like, oh crap!
we don't have a
forgot about
budget for
him.
this.
What do we do? It's like that scene in Predator
Yeah.
when he starts laughing at him.
He's like, I gotta go faster.
Well, it's a good thing he rigged those things to blow in like 3 minutes instead of immediately. Otherwise, he wouldn't have time to save her.
It's true. Or she would have turned into a superhero in the second one instead of the third one. Just kiss already. I think it's weird that you're just sitting there.
Yeah, me too.
Oh man. That's actually footage right there to the right from the Hulk.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that once.
As well as that crater off to the left was a shield symbol. And then also that map that's behind Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all different places in the Marvel universe.
Oh,
I mean, we'd probably have to like pause them and see, but there's like one down in like Africa for Black Panther,
Right,
and then there's one up where they found Captain America.
mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of interesting to see where all of them, like where all they all are. I'm sure somebody's broken it down.
Oh, I'm sure. Which did not last long. It literally lasted one movie, and then they got to the Avengers.
Yeah.
Looks like part of that map was circling England. Was that right?
That I'm not sure. They actually called him back for one more scene.
Yeah.
He like kind of spit those words out like it was venom.
Hail Hydra.
All right.
Well, there you go, my friends.
Yes, that wraps up the third installment.
Iron Man 2.
The third installment of our
Yes.
Marvel universe.
I know what you meant.
All right.
We probably won't sit here and watch the whole credits. You guys know, there's a little scene at the very end. Yeah. Find Thor's hammer in the desert, which in 10 episodes we will be watching. Episode 140, we'll be watching Thor.
Yes.
Which will be interesting. I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm going to be honest. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 2 Thor movies are probably my least favorite.
Okay, the second one wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Because they
elements
focused
of it.
more on, Asgard.
That's true. That's true. Although this third one, though, Thor
Oh.
Ragnarok looks freaking cool.
It looks awesome.
So, yeah.
That and I
look
liked.
forward to
I
that.
really even liked his cameo in Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoyed watching Iron Man 2 again with us. Just some kind of ending thoughts before we wrap up. on the
I
movie?
really felt like Iron Man in this one grew a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he actually kind of refined what he is to the world.
Yeah.
You know,
Kind of came into his Iron Man-ish.
right? Realizing the other people are going to catch up with technology, but he's got to be at the forefront, and he's got to,
Yeah.
continue to make, do good with what he's got.
Yeah. And just real quick, my thoughts are, I actually quite enjoyed this movie. I mean, I thought, okay, we'll sit here and watch it, we'll talk about it. But then you you heard if you were listening, there were long periods there where we didn't say anything because we were just enjoying the movie. So
absolutely.
I would say give Iron Man 2 another chance. It has kind of a reputation of being so-so, but I would say give it another chance. I enjoyed it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Just search World War G. On the social medias, we're at facebook.com/World War G podcast. On Twitter and Instagram, we're at WWG podcast. Don't forget the at. You can find our t-shirts, our buttons. We got a new t-shirt, Optimus Kitty.
Yes. Which looks amazing, by the way. Designed by Troy himself.
Thank you. You can find that at shop.spreadshirt.com/worldwarg. You can email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. So this has been World War G episode 130. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends, and I'm going to go to bed.
Good night.
Because it's late.
Thanks, Troy. Hi, everybody. This is Sean Ray.
And John Irons.
And we're the hosts of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. We're a show that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we talk about movies and TV and cartoons, entertainment news, and every show has a different theme.
That's right. We might discuss anything from our favorite bad movies to who would win in a fight between C-3PO and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was episode 41, a classic. You can download that episode and all of our other episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. We're on Podcast Addict and, of course, on our website, cosmicpotato.com.
It's special guests and movie news and geeky nerddom and nerdy geekery and lightsabers and Time Lords and Ninja Turtles all the way down. So check out Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast.